Hi there, I welcome you to this Salesforce CPQ training tutorial. If you are looking for a career in Salesforce CPQ and you have some knowledge of Salesforce Administrator, then this course is for you. In this course, we are going to cover the entire concept of Salesforce CPQ. In the later of this video, I will walk you through all the topics that we are planning to cover under this entire course. This is the introductory session. So under this video, we are mainly going to talk about what is Salesforce CPQ, from where the need of Salesforce CPQ comes into the picture, and without CPQ, what is the native solution that Salesforce is offering. The topics and the timestamps are given in this screen. If you're looking for a specific topic, you can jump into that. All right, so let me move to the Word document. So I have prepared this Word document to give you a basic understanding of what is quoting process and from where the need of Salesforce CPQ comes into the picture. Before we dive into the deep concepts of Salesforce CPQ, let's try to understand what actually the quoting process. So to make it very simple, I have given a very generic story here. So consider this man is a sales representative who's dealing a live customer, and this ma'am is the customer actually. Okay, name of our sales representative is Min and the customer's name is Amy. Okay, so let's see what is the ask from this customer and how sales representative is fulfilling that requirement. So the discussion is starting by a greeting. So he's saying, "Hi Amy, what do you want to order today?" So Amy is saying, I want popcorn, burger, and a cold drink." So basically, this lady is a customer who's trying to order some food from a vendor. You can consider the situation. Okay. And from vendor side, Min is actually going to help her. Min coordinated with the customer. Customer gave like she's looking for popcorn, burger, and the cold drink. So basically, she needs three products here. Okay. Once Min receive the order from the customer, he needs to check into the system. He need to identify that products are available in the system. If it is available, then what is the total cost? So Min is checking that, and he says, "Sure, can I add fries and make a small food combo?" So basically into the system, when he checked that, he found that if customer purchase popcorn, burger, and cold drink, it is also likely that customer will also go for fries. So if customer also select fries, then system is providing 10% additional discount. So all this combo pack, that means popcorn, burger, cold drink, and fries, will cost 59 after the discount. So that is what Min checked into the system and get back to the customer. And customer agreed. "Thanks, Min. Please do that." That means she's agreeing on the bundling, plus she's also agreeing on the discounts and the final price. So this story is a typical example of how a quoting process works into Salesforce or any other software as well, where there will be a sales representative who's dealing with the customer. Customer could be a live customer. That means customer could be on a video call or a chat or a live customer as well. And based on the need of the customer, sales representative needs to deal with that. Okay, so this is, like I said, very high level quoting process where sales representative needs to check into the system about the products that customer is looking for. Plus, is there any also suggestion, like here fries is a suggestion that this sales representative got into the system, and is there any discount going on for that particular customer? And after that, what is the total price? So once the total price is sent to the customer, customer needs to agree and the quote will be completed. So this is how a normal quoting process works. I hope you guys have already aware of this, but if you are not, then we have a detailed session where we will see how the quoting will work. We have entire module where we will talk about it. Now, since you have understood how this basic quoting process works, let's take a forward step and try to design a Salesforce solution for it. Let's say this is the requirement that you have received from your customer and you need to design it in Salesforce. Okay. And what I mean by Salesforce, by using Salesforce Sales Cloud or a out of box solution without Salesforce CPQ. Let's try to understand that. Okay. So I have designed few steps which we need to follow to fulfill these requirements. Let's keep an eye on it. Let me zoom out a bit. So see, first of all, we need to create some products. Products is nothing but the records where we need to, create the entries for popcorn, burger, cold drink, and fries. So this will be the first thing that we need to do, right? Okay. That means the customer, the products that the customer is looking for, we need to create the records into the Salesforce. And which object we will use? We will use this product object, which is a product to object. Okay. Now let's assume we have created these four records: popcorn, burger, cold drink, and the fries. Now, do you think this is the sufficient step? The answer is no. We also need to define the pricings. That means, let's say popcorn, one bucket of popcorn is 50 USD. Similarly, one burger is 50 USD, cold drink, let's say 20 USD. So we need to tag the pricing of these products. So for that, we need to define the pricings. Right. Now let's assume we have a product and we have also defined the pricing. Now the next thing that we need to do is, there might be possible, for example, the usual price of popcorn is, let's say, 50 USD, but there are some discounts going on. So with that discount, the price of one bucket of popcorn, let's say, is 40 USD. So $10 discount is going on. So this discount also somewhere we need to define. Right. So once we have a product, we have a price, and we have a discount, that means now sales representative can assist a customer if the customer is asking for the product. For example, take the example of popcorn itself. We have an entry in product object for this popcorn. The pricing is 50 USD and $10 is the discount. Now let's say if customer is asking for min to add popcorn, he can quickly go into the system and check, okay, and he will say, okay, the costing of the popcorn will be 40, where $10 is the discount going on. If customer approved, then he can close the deal. Right. So this is how a normal sales process works. So same thing I have written here as well. We need product, price, discount, and once all these three entries are ready, sales representative can simply create the quote and send to the customer. So once customer is approved, the deal will be closed. So this way a normal quoting process works. Okay. Now let's check what is the Salesforce CPQ is. So see, CPQ is the combination of three words: configure, price, and quote. Let's try to understand all these three words: configure, pricing, and quoting in this story itself. Now, the basic ask from the customer was popcorn, burger, and cold drink, right? But the sales representative check into the system and he find that if customer wants these three products, there is likely chance that the customer will also purchase fries. That means there is a configuration, there is a some tuning that was done on the platform level. That's why min is able to see this fries, right? So the configuration terms comes into the picture here, where based on customer requirement, sales representative can ask or take few steps to confirm or modify the order. So this is what called configuration. Okay. Now let's talk about pricing. Okay. Since sales representative found that popcorn, burger, cold drink, and fries is one combination, and if customer goes with this combination, he will be applicable for 10% discounts on the total maximum retailer price, that means MRP of these three products, right? So this type of settings we will perform under pricing, and this entire thing will sales representative will come up with the price and send this price to the customer is called quoting. Okay. So now if I summarize, configuration is based on the requirement. Sales representative needs to check into the system and assist the customer with his best capabilities of the platform, where configuration will be applicable. Okay. And the products that the customer is looking for, what is the applicable price, that will be considered under pricing. And obviously discount will also come into the pricing. And the final amount that sales representative will get, he will send that to the customer for the approval. This process is known as quote. So this entire activity will be counted as a CPQ. I think you get a high level idea of what actually Salesforce CPQ is. Things will get more clear and interesting once we move forward to the course. Let's check the next topic, which is problem statements. Yeah. So see, Salesforce CPQ has four pillars. One is the product. Second is the pricing and the discount. Third one is the quoting. And next, which we have not discussed, is the tracking of the time deals and the timeline. So I think we have already discussed what is product. So here, these four records, that means popcorn, burger, cold drink, and fries, they are the product. Pricing and discount, that means like I said, let's say if popcorn is 50 USD, so 50 is the pricing. And if for this customer, this sales representative is offering 40 USD, that means 10 is the discount. And how this pricing and discount is applicable, that we will learn under this course. Next one is the quoting and the approval. That means the way this sales representative is sending the final amount to the customer is called quoting. Okay. There are several ways to send this information to the customer. We are going to check this under this this course. Plus, There are multiple ways for this customer to respond back for the approval or declination of this particular code, that we will also check under this course. The next thing is the tracking of the deal. That means once, let's say, the customer sent this code and the sales representative sent the code and customer agreed, then that tracking we need to maintain. Okay, and this tracking will be maintained for amendments and the renewals. What is amendment renewal? We'll discuss in depth when we reach to that point. Okay, now I hope you get an idea what are the main pillars of Salesforce CPQ. Now let's try to understand what is the need of Salesforce CPQ, or when you should go for Salesforce CPQ, or when you should go for normal Salesforce Sales Cloud. Okay, let's try to check that. For this, I'm just zooming the screen. So see, I'm going to discuss these four pillars and its complexities here to better judge if we need to go for Salesforce CPQ or we are good fit for the Sales Cloud. Okay. So if I talk about the product, we have three main key areas that we need to ask. First is the volume of the product record is really high? So let's say if the volume is really high, that means there might be a possibility that Sales Cloud is not better suit here, because Sales Cloud has a limitation on searching of the number of products that we have, right? Next is custom search based on profile and users. For example, let's take this example. Let's say here company was only dealing with food industry. Now they grown their business. Now they are also dealing with some other categories, for example furnitures, mobile phones, gamings, and all those things, right? Now since the volume of the products are very high and they have various categories, the business wants to logically divide their sales representative to handle customer. For example, the customer who are requiring for, let's say, food related queries, there will be separate set of users or sales representative who need to assess. Similarly, if the customer is looking for furniture, there will be separate sales representative. So that means based on the category of the product, we need to divide our search page where sales representative will work, right? If this is the requirement, then also you need a custom search page. You cannot use Sales Cloud search page, right? So for that also you need to go for Salesforce CPQ. Third is the bundling. Let's say you have really high customization that you want to implement. In that scenario also you need to go for Salesforce CPQ. Okay. Next one is the pricing. That means, let's say if you have a multiple, you have customers worldwide and you want to assist them on their local currency, then Salesforce CPQ is a better option. Similarly, if you want to conditionally provide some discount, for example, there is a customer who order in bulk, so for that bulk order there will be separate discount. If there is a customer who is a new, for that customer there will be a separate discount, right? Same for quoting as well. Do easy changes on quoting and update to the customer. That means in normal sales process, what is happening when you send one quote, customer wants some changes, your sales representative do the changes and again need to send this quote to the customer, right? So this process needs to be easy, where doing a changes and sending that code to the customer will be easy for both parties. Next one is the follow-up. That means the sales representative is following up the customer for the quoting. That needs to be professional. That means, let's say if the communication way is email, so email should be professional. So make this professional look, professional email templates for different purposes. The better suggestion will be Salesforce CPQ. Similarly, let's say if everything is looking fine, sales representative send a quote, customer is agreeing on it, customer needs to acknowledge that, he needs to approve it. So for approval, he need to share to the system. So what are the ways? The first option is they need to download the quote, they need to manually sign it and then send back, right? So this is a tedious way, it takes time. The other way is they need to digitally sign it. So here in Salesforce CPQ, the digital signature is possible. In this course, we are covering how a customer can digitally sign a particular quote by using Adobe Acrobat and send it to the Salesforce. Next one is tracking. Tracking means, let's say a deal is closed. Now we need to create a tracking record. For example, let's say a customer purchased 12 months of Netflix. Okay. So after 11 months, someone needs to follow with the customer, right? Do you want to renew your particular Netflix, which is going to expire in 1 month? So this way we can only understand once we have a tracking of this record, right? Same for amendments. We will have a detailed session on what is these two topics are. Okay. These are the business milestones that you see in your project. That means you need to switch to Salesforce CPQ. Is it essential that all quoting process needs to follow this Salesforce CPQ? The answer is no. Based on business requirement, we should decide whether we want to go for Salesforce CPQ. There are other CPQs available like Sekonga CPQ or in normal sales cloud or highly customization, right? So that totally depend on the business requirement. Okay. This course is mainly going to cover the Salesforce CPQ. Okay. Now let's check the curriculum that we need to cover into this course. So first of all, we will see the introduction where we will see how we can install Salesforce CPQ and what is the code line editor. Okay. The section 2 will talk about products and its type. So there will be multiple products, like say a hardware product, a software product, right? So all those products we will discuss under the section. The third section is a big section. The third section will talk about pricing. So what are the different pricings that we can follow or implement, that we will learn under this third section. The fourth section will talk about bundling. So what is bundling? We just experienced here, right? Here, where the sales representative is selling popcorn, burger, cold drink, and fries as one product, and finally quoting it to $59, right? So this is an example of bundling. So here we have a dedicated session with multiple classes where we will talk about how this bundling works. Next is product rule and guided selling, where we will talk about some rules which are required to configure the bundle. All right, and some other products as well. Next is price rule discounting, where we'll talk about how pricing will work, how the discounting will work on different customers, and how discounting and pricing will affect the price related fields on Salesforce CPQ. So these detailed session will discuss under this sixth section. Next one is the renewals and the amendments. Like I said, let's say if someone purchased Netflix who's going to expire in 12 months. So before 12 months, we need to discuss with the customer whether they want to renew it. The amendment works just a reverse way. That means customer purchases for 12 months, but they do not want to continue. They want to end the contract in 6 months, or they want to extend the contract to 24 months. So this type of settings, how we will perform, we will learn under this 7th section. The 8th section will discuss about the code documents and the approvals, where we will learn how this integration work between Adobe for digital signature, and there are some advanced approval settings that we will learn under this section. The last section talk about the deployment and the plugins. Yes, in this training, we will also check how the deployments happen and what are the plugins. So as of now, we have these many sessions. The time when I'm recording this, we have only 9 sessions with these many lectures. But based on Salesforce releases, based on new topics, I will add those lectures here. Okay. Now let's quickly check how you can use this course more efficiently. Once you opt this course, you will notice on each of this section, there is a resource, which is nothing but the notes of the classes, which is available for download. So you can simply click and download that notes. So it will ask you to download. You can simply download it. These notes are actually really helpful if you are preparing for the interviews. So under this lecture, we are going to give a story. If you read this story, you will get an idea what actually this topic is. These notes are really helpful for your interview. For example, you wanted to know what is guided selling very quickly, you can follow these notes. Whatever we are going to discuss under the class, all those things will be discussed here. By just following these steps, you can configure that in Salesforce as well. And after the end of every session, let me move to the end, you will find interview questions as well. So what are the key areas that you need to stress? Those will be answered by looking into the interview questions. And this document is available for the download. So you can download this document. And if you need your own notes, you can also add it here as well. Before purchasing the course, please do visit our website, sfdcgym.com, for exciting offers. There will be discounts going on. You can use the code and apply it here, or you can also click on this link. All right, this is it in this video. We'll see you in the next one. Thank you.